In the summer of 2018, I had the opportunity to volunteer with an organization called Youth Against Settlements based in the Palestinian city of Hebron in the Israeli-occupied West Bank. Okay. For Palestinians living near Israeli settlements in Hebron, life can be very dangerous. Here, Israeli soldiers raid the volunteer house and take 2 local volunteers with them for the simple act of raising the Palestinian flag. Palestinians in Israeli military detention often have no rights or access to an attorney and can be held indefinitely.
ابعد يا جبريل. تكير يا زي ما تشيلها تمشي بضرعه كمان مش قادر تقيل يا مدكاي مريض تقيل لما انا مريض لما تصفني قول له هو مريض
The army is taking him. They are not allowing him to use the bathroom.
Who will not escape? Don't touch him. Don't be nervous. I want you to catch the settlers who are throwing stones. So be a hero. Be strong with them that way.
As tensions rise, young kids from the neighborhood come and sit with the detained volunteers in the shadow of an ancient olive tree. Just a few days prior, I had seen these same young kids detained by soldiers for throwing gravel and small pebbles at each other while playing. Soldiers await their orders. No one knows what to expect. Often soldiers do not speak Arabic and Palestinians do not speak Hebrew. The communication barrier was significant and dangerous.
I close the road tomorrow. The owner coming and I close this. And I put fence in all this land tomorrow. I need your protection.
دقيقة الحياة بو مش أنا تايم. عفوا خد دبر.
أنا ما قلت له شوفوا لك زلت دقيقة عشان.
الحلايلة أخذيره.
عشان.
أيوة أنت.
أنا كل اسمه أنا تبو حد شايم خلي بيتا.
أنت بتحكي.
كده حدا.
Tomorrow I close this road. You told all the soldiers.
مخار ايسر دقليم بقولها بايس هو عبيد المتنحليم هو لو عبيد بحب
اسمع يا عيسى اسمع انت وسير مش بيكونها بحويم عيلي ايش يا شبمكم تتسلهم
Me and took him to police station. After that you can see the camera.
Excuse me.
You have
we can see the camera before. And if we see the
settler
take him.
Tel Rumeida threw a stone into the YAS house, missed me by about 1 foot. He says he knows who threw the stone. Soldier says he knows who threw the stone.
I talk to you, I talk to them, and then I check the cameras. That's what I do. That's what I do.
You see, we don't make any problem here.
One settler was right up here on the fence. He walked away. He has now disappeared.
I don't more problem here to throwing stone.
No problem.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Check it. Later talks. I'll go check the camera.
So he's going to go check the camera, see if he can see who threw the stone at us. It was an unprovoked attack over our fence. Missed me by about 1 foot. Very big, heavy stone was thrown over the fence into our area. I was sitting right here. Stone is on the floor. Here's the stone that was thrown from the settlers. Missed me by about 1 foot. Here's our stone. Hit the metal, bounce on the floor. We are not allowed to observe what's going on. The settlers have taken... I'm on my way. I'm going. Just a few days after the stone attack, I went to the city of Bethlehem. When I came back from Bethlehem to Hebron, I found that the Israeli army had entered the H1 Palestinian administered zone of the city and had shut down a major commercial intersection, forcing businesses to close and forcing people to stay in their homes. They were sweeping down the street, pushing anybody and everybody out of the way to make way for a group of settlers to cross in to the Palestinian administered zone of Hebron. I'm gonna run, I'm walking. I am being forced to move back. Here is the reality of occupied Hebron in the age of 2018. This is a Palestinian side of Hebron. This is the reality of what happens every single day here.
No.
We're being pushed further and further back, and here we are. Pushing a local Palestinian. They're getting aggressive. This is what's going on right now. We're being pushed even further back. The line's being pushed. People are being handled. I'm being handled again. The Israeli army was sure to remove any international observers or activists, as you can see in this scene. We were not allowed anywhere near the closed street, and as the night progressed, the evacuation zone spread down further into the commercial quarter of Hebron, disrupting everyday life and business as usual in the occupied territories. There is simply no telling as to when these closings will happen and when they will end. All life is interrupted indiscriminately and collectively. A large group of settlers is now being escorted by the army. They are coming through checkpoint 56 into the Palestinian side of Hebron. They are walking escorted by a very large group of soldiers. We're trying to see what's going on here. It seems like we are being pushed back a little bit, but not so quickly, right? And it seems like there's a large group of settlers who are crossing into the side of Hebron, who are escorted by a large group of heavily armed soldiers. We don't see any clashes yet. I don't hear any rocks being thrown or fireworks, right? There's a large group of settlers being accompanied by a group of soldiers, maybe about their size, maybe about the same amount of people, right? In Hebron, there are 500, maybe 600 settlers living inside the city limits, and there's a ratio of 4 to 1 soldiers to settlers, meaning each individual settler gets 4 soldiers to accompany them, including in the Tel Rumeda neighborhood. The settlement behind the house where I'm staying has a group of permanently settled soldiers to watch over an illegal settlement here in the West Bank. Journalists are being pushed back. We are being asked to move back, right? We are trying to stop us from documenting what's happening. It looks like there's another group of settlers who are coming through checkpoint 56 here. They're coming down into the city and going down this road over here. Observer clearly attacked by settlers, and they have no protection. Settlers who are illegally occupying this land get an entourage of thoroughly armed soldiers who use tear gas, rubber bullets, live bullets, brute force to occupy and to protect soldiers, settlers, and Palestinians are regularly brutalized by these people as well as by the settlers themselves. The Israeli soldiers have now placed a spike strip across the street over here on the Palestinian-controlled side of Hebron, controlling every car coming through this street right now. So that's what's going on. They're shutting it down, pedestrians and cars. We also see that at the gates of the checkpoint 56, behind where this guy is, you can see Israeli settlers who are getting ready to come through. I think they're coming through to go to some sort of tomb that they wish to pray at. They're coming through the checkpoint, escorted by a large group of Israeli soldiers on the Palestinian-controlled side of Hebron, occupied West Bank.